we rode ourselves home. Field reading week 29. Oh, what a week! What Norway did week 29, it is big. It is very big, and it's not only to Norway. If this has happened in Australia, in Afghanistan, or whatever country, I would have spoken about it even though it wasn't my country, because what happened in Norway is to copy for the rest of the world. Because our football team, they lost. They made it very far, but they didn't made it to the final. That is this evening, this Sunday evening, the final is. But anyhow, they came home the 13th of July. And I was at work, had worked 13 hours, and when I came home, 9 o'clock in the evening, my husband was watching TV, direct TV, and said, well, do you know what is happening? I said, no, I don't know. And then I was kind of glued to the television, because then the football boys of Norway came home, and it was hundreds, thousands of people in Oslo, our capital, that was gathered to celebrate them. It's kind of, wow, you got so far, and it's kind of, we felt that we belonged, because if we go into the root, we belong. And this is kind of what I have gone into all this week. We all belong. If we are in Norway, if we are in Africa, if we are in New Zealand, whatever country, wherever we are, we belong. Not because we have a profession, not because we won a game, not because all this mask and all this outer category, but just because we are human, because we are all connected. And what happened in the capital of Oslo, and all people together, and wow, this wave, and we rode, and this is kind of our Viking inheritance, because we are Vikings, but all of us are Vikings if we want to be Vikings. So the Vikings, they rowed, and when we row, we do it together. So this reminds us that the human journey is a journey together. So I was so inspired. I used all Monday evening after coming home from work, watching television. It's like, wow, this is amazing. And I was so proud. I started to cry. I went emotional, because this was so big. I understood that moment, the 13th of July, this would be a symbol of something. And that's why I was so inspired. So the day after, I started to make song, and I made the song We Rode Ourselves Home. So I wrote the text, and I tested AI that make music, and I fed this AI with the lyrics I gave it. We rode ourselves home, and I was like, wow, I loved that song, and I thought, okay, maybe I will make another one. So I made 3 songs. So this week I was so inspired by the football team of Norway, so I made 3 songs. And there, if you go into the root of it, it's kind of, we belong just by being human. And this is the kind of the flip side of the hero's journey, because we are all on our hero's journey. And what the Norway team showed us, and actually when they came home, and the Norwegian people showed that we stand together, we belong, even if we didn't make it to the end result. So this is the most important, because we are so focused on the trophy, the number one, but there can only be one number one, and we are all humans, and we belong just by being ourselves. So even though I have met a lot of crap this week, because I have worked a lot in the health system in Norway, and the system is falling apart. It is 3 systems trying to go over each other, and it's chaos at my work, and I won't go into that. But I have chosen this week to go into the inspiration and the music and all this feeling that started the 13th of July. And it also reminded me of, I had a meeting, I channel from the other side. So we can use ourselves as an instrument. Everything that have existed on Earth is still in the energy. Energy never leave, kind of. It just transforms into another form. And in the beginning of 2024, I met St. Olav, king of Norway, thousands of years ago. And one of the things he said to me, remember, I was a Viking in my fundament. I was Viking before I became king. Before I brought Christianity to Norway, I was Viking. And he was reminded me of, you are the same. You are in your fundamental. You are also a Viking. It's like, why do you say this? And I went into it. But being a Viking, they had to be brave and they had to trust Mother Earth. They had to trust nature. Wind, and they were rowing in wind and rain and storms. And so they actually lived more from trust. So this is what we can learn from the Viking in heritage, kind of trusting more our life, trusting Mother Earth, everything that is happening. This week, several people have said, how are you coping in this heat wave? Because it has been a heat wave in Europe. But Tromsø, where I live, northern part in Arctic Norway, we haven't had this heat wave. It's so cold. Here it's 19th of July now. It's so freaking cold. It has rain, and it's so ice cold. So this July is very normal. It's not what it like to be. I cannot remember such a bad July as this year. It is the baddest I remember. So even though yes, the southern part of Norway have had a heat wave, and England and parts of Europe have had heat waves, we have not in Tromsø. And I was on a summer party Friday 2 days ago, and 30 minutes past midnight, it was so cold. We had been out for 7 hours then, that I said I need to go home. I was blue on my lips. So yeah, so the weather has been very cold in Tromsø this summer, the coldest there is. And it feels like Tromsø is kind of taking, because it is so much deep transformation. I won't go deep into it, but what I have seen at my work this month where I have been, it is so deep transformation at my work. And a lot of stuff is coming up. Jealousy and complaining and crying and violence, and everything is coming up. So it is transformation. So it is a time where everything comes up. But we need to know that we are on this journey together. We are on a collective hero's journey. So I think it's fascinating observing everything that happens around me. And also this morning when I watched the news, I saw that Haaland had invited, I don't remember his name, Wayne Rooney, a football player, to row. Because they get so far, because he say, I don't think Norway will get so far in this season. And we saw a picture that they were rowing together. So the message for this week, how can humanity row together? How can we co-create? Because we are one human race. If we are yellow, if we are white, if we are pink, if we are brown, if we are dark-skinned, whatever religion, whatever culture, whatever, we are one humanity, and we need to row together. So this was what started in week 29. Week 29 is actually a shift. And if you live in Venezuela, if you live in China, it doesn't matter. We can all start a wave of rowing. So it is a big thing for humanity to start rowing together. And when I speak about it, I need to mention another layer. We as humans need to understand that we are more spiritual beings than physical beings. If you want to experience miracle, if you want to live with heaven on earth, as I call it, it's kind of, you love your life and you live from the abundant, rich place inside. We need to know that we are more spiritual being than physical being. Everything starts in the spiritual realm. I had a meditation this morning about some of the deep teaching from my workplace, a lot of sickness and what they are symbolizing. And it is, the physical is the densest, but before it gets dense in this avatar, we are energy. So we need to understand that everything is energy, and we experience being on Mother Earth. And we want to co-create. When we do as Trump has now in Iran, he has bombed even more in Iran. It is crazy. And I know it will escalate. It will be more war for a period. And it is because everything needs to come up. So it is hard for a lot of people being on Earth. But if we go inside and, okay, we are going against rowing together. How can humanity row together? Not from an ego, from an open heart. So we are going from the head to the heart. But we need the head. So it is actually coherence between the head and the heart, living with an open heart. And actually, St. Olav, king of Norway from 1,000 years ago, he actually reminded that he lived his soul purpose. He knew who he was. So he had this spiritual knowing, and a lot of Vikings actually had. So if you go into the North mythology, they actually knew that they had to adjust to Mother Earth. At the same time, they were spiritual beings. So we are in a time, we are taking back our legacy, our connection, because everything is connection. And I am also very proud of Denmark, because I watch a documentary from Denmark and the system they are making. We see now a wave that a lot of countries in Europe have taken the Danish plan or the Danish model of making new system, and it is built on secularity, because all the religion are they have been so extreme. Most religion is extreme, so we need to come to our human essence first of all. Everything starts from within. So when we talk about religion, we need to come to God within, not that scripts from the mind. We need to live from open heart. And you don't need to believe what I say. The most important is that you live from your truth. When you live from your truth, you will just want to emanate love, be love, row together with your people. We choose to incarnate together with our family, with our friends. This is heaven on earth if we choose. So now Norway have shown one way, it's not the only, one aspect of rowing together. And remember that feeling, because if we have experienced it once, we can experience it a lot of time. So we can take this emotion that Norway and I felt, and my tears just flooded because I felt it and my heart expanded. I took it in. And also when making the songs I did, all the 3 songs, I felt that my heart was opening so wide. So this is a symbol of what we as humanity are invited into. So you are welcome to live as Homo Luminous. I call it Homo Luminous. And Homo Luminous means that we live with more light. And more light means that we live heaven on earth. So this week, amazing. Take it in, go inward, meditate, and do whatever you make you laugh, make you happy, make all the good emotion. That's our path. And at the same time, we need to shed all our shadows, because we are carrying so much shadows. But this week we will be in the glory of the light of us, and then the shadow comes in other weeks. So this week I love it. I love it, and I invite you to make this rowing wave in your country, in your local surroundings, because we are all invited. And if you go inward, you will connect to the little piece what you can do in your family, in your workplace, wherever you are. It is not a coincidence where you are. It is what you have chosen to go through and to help others, because we are all in this together. We belong to each other. I wish you the best. Mwah.